Hi and welcome back to the channel. We're continuing Dark. This is episode 6, Sic Mundus Creatus Est, which is Latin, so not German this time. And it means, I looked it up, thus the world was created. So, yeah, creation myths or stories about the world. We're getting into that, apparently, or I don't know, because they've been talking about this stuff about, time. It's not linear. The beginning and the end is the same point, and maybe we're getting into something like that, which is certainly not gonna make us ask less questions.
Yeah.
It's not gonna make this any less confusing at all if we get into like world creation stuff. Yeah. Do you have anything to add before we start?
Yeah, just a little side note. People have been commenting on my knitted sweaters and my pullovers. I'm just gonna say they're here to stay. I still have a bajillion of them, and you're probably gonna see all of them because I love them very much. So it's my thing.
It's your thing, yes.
I'm a biologist.
So pullovers is part of that. Okay. But besides pullovers and stuff, anything you want to get into about the episode before we start?
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, okay. So maybe we're going to talk about the same stuff. I don't know, but
No,
you start.
not probably not. I just rewatched our reaction to, I think it was Doppelleben. And there's this deaf girl, Charlotte's deaf girl.
Yeah, her youngest daughter there, yeah.
And it struck you. It struck me, yeah. That the reason why she's stealing the lipstick is probably because she wants to feel a little bit more grown up. Because for the sole reason that she is probably being treated as a kid even more than for her age or whatever, because of her deafness. So people would always treat her
as
like
being more vulnerable and more like a kid.
More like a kid, and they have to walk around on eggshells or whatever, because she has a hearing disability. And it just struck me, and I think that was I could be wrong about it, definitely, but it struck me, and I just had to comment on it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right. I honestly didn't think about that at all. Why she took it, other than to piss her sister off or something, or because she thought it was pretty. But yeah, you might be onto something there, that like she just wants to feel more normal and more like her age, or maybe a little more, because she seems a little bit like she's unique.
Very
yes,
smart.
but she's very smart. Like,
yeah.
She seems intelligent, even
very.
though she uses her smarts to piss people off sometimes. But that happens. Yeah. And what else? Yeah, we got the whole revelation last episode, of course, that Mikkel and Mikael are the same person, which is actually something that we, or you caught on to that early on, that Ines might adopt Mikkel at least, and yeah, so we're kind of onto that a little bit, at least.
But I feel that whole part of the story was kind of rounded off with us just knowing that, okay, Mikkel was actually Mikael all along. So I just felt like that circle was kind of, closed.
Yeah, well,
so we can go into something else about who this Noah guy is. And that stranger guy. And
yeah, the guy who's running around and doing Noah's bidding.
Dirty work,
yeah. And yeah, 'cause we got how Mikkel, how he came to the 80s, and we know then he grew up as Mikael, got a family, and he hung himself. So that's kind of closed off, but we still need, of course, more of the reasons why maybe why he hung himself and why this stuff happened in the first place. But we got like his journey came to an end, at least, or we know where it started and where it ended.
But they still, I think it's still only Ines who knows about this present date.
Yes,
because
and
she was the one who found the
letter.
The letter that I think was meant for Jonas. So it's very hard to just So I don't think that the whole Mikkel thing is closed off yet. It's just now we know that what happened to him at least.
Exactly. There's definitely more to it, and that just made me think of like why did she have the letter? Why did she manage? Or how did she manage to get her hands on that? And with the rest of the family not knowing, or do they know? I'm not quite sure. If I knew about a letter that my dad left before, I would want to read it. But yeah, okay. I think that's gonna do it for speculations and stuff before we get into the episode. But let's just go. Sic Mundus Creatus Est.
Das ist nicht mehr lustig! Katharina?
Oh.
Ulrich?
Oh, okay. So we're back in the 80s. Kind of see that on the hair.
Hilfe! Hilfe!
Fucking monsters now? What's going on?
Das war nur ein Albtraum.
Okay.
Hinterlässt irgendwo eine Spur. Wir müssen sie nur finden.
Wie haben Papa und du sich eigentlich kennengelernt?
Im Krankenhaus.
Und wie war er?
Er war anders.
Well, yeah.
Und ihr Mann, wo war der?
Wir haben zu dritt auf Mats gewartet. Tronte, Ulrich und ich.
And he wasn't? Or...
Wartet darauf, dass Mikkel hier durch die Tür hereinspaziert, als wäre nichts gewesen. Papa traut sich schon gar nicht mehr nach Hause. Und an uns denkt doch eh keine Sau hier.
Das ist nicht wahr. Aber es geht hier einmal nicht um dich, Martha.
Jeder denkt das Gleiche und keiner traut sich auszusprechen. Mikkel ist tot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Breast cancer. Like, things aren't bad enough as it is.
Als damals Mats verschwunden ist, gab es da irgendeinen Verdächtigen? Hatte Egon irgendetwas?
Der wollte in Rente gehen, das war alles, was der wollte.
Der tote Junge, den wir gefunden haben im Wald, der sah aus wie aus den 80ern. Vielleicht ist es derselbe Täter. Wo warst du in der Nacht, als Mats verschwunden ist? Mama hat ausgesagt, du warst zu Hause, aber ich erinnere mich, da warst du nicht. Du warst nicht beim Abendessen. Du bist erst spät in der Nacht nach Hause.
Because he had an affair.
Verdächtigst du jetzt mich? Ich habe viele Fehler, ich habe vieles falsch gemacht.
Wo warst du vor 5 Tagen, als Mikkel verschwunden ist?
Er war hier. Wo soll er sonst gewesen sein? In der einen Sekunde Spinnefeind, dann die besten Freunde.
Sounds a lot like siblings.
Papa war an dem Abend nicht zu Hause. Du hast Egon damals aber gesagt, dass er bei uns war. Ich habe die Aufnahme gehört, also warum hast du gelogen?
Wusstest du, dass ich deinen Vater verlassen wollte? War deine Affäre. Und in der Nacht, in der Mats verschwunden ist, da war bei ihr. Während dein Bruder verschwunden ist, hat er es mit einer anderen Frau getrieben.
Ouch.
Oh ja, Tiedemann.
Und wer hat Mats zuletzt gesehen? An dem Abend?
Und das war Regina. Regina Tiedemann, Claudias Tochter.
Oh.
Yeah, you got that one, and then the futuristic light ball thing.
Yeah, but that's follow the signal. It would say tick 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 tick.
Yeah, follow
I think it's a
radioactivity.
yeah, it's like a Geiger or something.
Yeah. Like an old one. What's he gonna see?
Hallo?
Ugh. Yeah, well, it had to come out at some point.
Was willst du denn hier?
He looks mad as fuck.
1986. Du hast ihn damals das letzte gesehen. Ist dir an dem Tag irgendetwas aufgefallen? Hat er was gesagt? Was Komisches? Irgendetwas? Wusstest du, dass sie ein Verhältnis hatten? Deine Mutter und mein Vater?
Ich habe mich immer gefragt, warum gerade er? Ich habe mir immer vorgestellt, dass es dich anstatt ihn hätte treffen sollen. Die Welt ist eben nicht gerecht. Mats vielleicht nie verschwunden wäre, wenn es dich und Katharina nie gegeben hätte. Mats wusste, dass ich mich nicht allein den Weg nach Hause traue, wegen euch. Wegen dem, was ihr mit mir gemacht habt.
Das war ein Spiel. Wir waren Kinder, wir haben alle Fehler gemacht.
Und ich habe bis heute keine Entschuldigung dafür gehört.
Ja, darum geht's dir, eine Entschuldigung, ja? Du hast deinem versoffenen, nichtsnutzigen Opa erzählt, ich hätte Katharina vergewaltigt.
Das habt ihr geglaubt?
Hanna hat dich gesehen damals.
Dieselbe Hanna, die mit 14 so in dich verliebt war, dass sie alles getan hat, um dich zu kriegen.
Did that. And all these years he's been blaming her.
Wir kennen uns doch alle. Wir glauben, wir wissen alles über den anderen. Wir leben Tür an Tür mit Menschen, von denen wir keine Ahnung haben, wer sie wirklich sind. Ich habe keine Lust mehr wegzusehen.
Und ihr solltet das auch nicht. Diese Stadt ist krank.
Und wir alle sind ein Teil davon.
Ja, guten Tag, Tiedemann hier. Meine Frau war bei Ihnen zu einer Krebsuntersuchung.
Bei Ihrer Frau wurden bereits vor einigen Wochen invasive Karzinome festgestellt und nach neuestem Befund haben diese gestreut. Sie sollten schnellstmöglich einen Termin mit Dr. Uhrmann vereinbaren.
Is she dying?
It's real bad. Fuck. Yeah, I would be afraid as fuck as well. He's making it real easy for him to follow the path. Is that Ulrich? Yeah. Oh. Come on, dude, don't stop. Don't. No violence.
Du warst das 86. Du hast mich wegen Vergewaltigung angezeigt. Willst du mich fertig machen? Was willst du? Dich. Wie ist dein Mann überhaupt so lange mit dir ausgehalten hat? Kein Wunder, dass er am Ende nicht mehr konnte.
Noch 19 Minuten bis nach 017.
What?
Specific?
That was, yeah.
How can he walk with such huge stones?
I was just about to say the balls on this kid.
Sterben wir nicht ganz allein. Mein einziger Richter. Ich.
deep school play.
I don't think that's supposed to happen.
No, yeah, she probably wasn't supposed to break down during that. So, what now?
Wenn du es hier so wenig leiden kannst, warum haust du da nicht einfach ab?
Jesus. Oh, fuck. No.
Why? Oh,
Okay.
follow the signal.
Yeah, you use the thing. If it's, like, if there's any difference, of course. If not, then, fuck, 50-50.
Huh?
What? Ah, this eerie music.
Erzähl ihm von damals. Sag ihm, wie ihre Mutter wirklich ist. Kommt jetzt.
This fucking town, man. When is he exiting now? Because there's no more police.
Was für eine kranke Scheiße waren das vorhin in der Schule?
Keine Ahnung. Kann ich heute Nacht hier schlafen?
Aber deine kalten Füße bleiben auf deiner Seite.
So he's,
Past or future?
I would say past. Yep.
Sollen wir dich mitnehmen? Bisschen spät, um alleine rumzulaufen, oder?
Hey, Mom.
Anna, rutsch rüber. Komm, steig ein, fahr dich nach Hause.
Anna? Danke, das passt schon.
Ja, komm, mach zu.
So we're finally gonna get confirmation whether or not this is actually mess.
Mats ist auf den Glastisch im Wohnzimmer gekracht. Und am Ende war es nur ein kleiner Schnitt. Unten am Kinn. In der einen Sekunde Spinnefeind, dann die besten Freunde.
Yup. Alrighty. Want to talk about it?
Sure.
Sure. So we got confirmation there in the end that that kid, as we suspected, was Mess, Ulrich's brother, who went missing many years ago in the 80s. And now Jonas is in the 80s as well. And he found his way there, looking into things, being guided though.
Yeah, it seems like he's been led by someone.
Yeah.
And that could be the stranger. So.
Yeah, the stranger guy. It's definitely, he's the one who went into his room and drew on the map to tell him where to go and what route to follow. And he gave him the tools to do it. So yeah, he's being led to the 80s, but why?
And we saw there was a split. So the road split in two,
Mm-hmm.
and he went the way that went to 1986. So where does the other one lead? Does it lead to the future? And
I'm thinking like if we're playing around with the idea that there are like 3 entrances or 3 ways you can go in total, then yeah, it would make sense that one is the past, the other one is the present, and the last one would be the future. So,
but it seems to be
yeah.
set in in a specific time period. So if you go back, you can only go back to 86. And if you go the other way, you will probably end in 2019, I think.
Yeah. They're in 2019, yeah. So it's 33 years. So if they go to the future, then that would be 2052.
52, yeah.
Yes. Maybe we'll end up seeing how that looks, or their how they.
Yeah, because why is he led to 1986? What is the purpose of Jonas going to 1986?
No idea. Which is, yeah, we have no idea about any of like the reason behind any of this yet, except that we're beginning to understand a little bit about how, like, who's involved, at least what's been happening in the past and in the present. We got
and why are they keeping track on the whole like in the specific day something happens?
yeah those two guys,
yeah.
Can't remember their names, but yeah, Ulrich, father, and then the husband to the police chief,
yeah,
in the
Charlotte.
present, yeah, Charlotte's husband. So yeah, they're definitely they're in this, like they know about this, and they have this little book, journal, whatever, where there are, as you said, these dates and times, timestamps and stuff.
Some of them are
highlighted.
Yeah.
We got the 9/17 that was highlighted in yellow, right?
Yeah, and then that was 9/11, I think. No.
I can't remember, but yeah, we there were some different timestamps, and there were a couple that were highlighted with yellow.
But I kind of figured that the whole lighting, turning on and off thing, it started when Jonas passed, and
it stopped when he came out.
Yeah.
So while he was in the whatever you want to call that, the space
bridge?
between, yeah, the bridge, the space between time periods, whatever. Yeah, the time he spent in there, that was when the lights were going nuts and flickering. So there must be some sort of correlation there, like it has some effect on the lights, the power.
Yeah, so maybe it's like a magnetic surge that's created with when he's passing the bridge. I'm just gonna call it the bridge.
Yeah.
And this magnetic surge is what causes the rupturing of eardrums in the birds and the sheep, and ultimately also the cardiac arrest. Because like if you get like a huge amount of voltage through you, your heart will stop. And so I think that might be what's happening. At least physiologically speaking, so that might explain the dead birds and the dead sheep.
Yeah, but why isn't it affecting the people, the humans?
I think that might be because they are a little bit bigger than sheep and
birds. Maybe it has something to do with brain capacity. Maybe, I don't know.
Don't know. Well, it was just speculation.
Yeah, and it's good to speculate. And there's, I like that you can just sort of try to reason your way into like, okay, then it must be maybe like this or that, and it has this effect, and it'll do this or that. I like that stuff like this can make sense, or you can try to make sense of it at least. Even though I'm sure there is and there's going to be a lot of fantasy elements to this as well. Well, we already got time travel, and that's not, we don't know any, like, yeah. So there's gonna be some stuff that you can't just reason your way to, but it's fun to theorize at least. So yeah, but they have this journal and they know some stuff. These two guys, how they got involved with it, no idea. How, like, why exactly? Why it's these two guys exactly? What happened to get them involved? Did they figure something out years ago, or maybe they were handed this journal, or they were entrusted to do some stuff that was going to help whatever's happening along.
And what's with that whole bunker thing? Because Charlotte went there and she found nothing. She got no answers to anything.
Yeah, she just went down there, looked around for a minute, and then she got a phone call that kind of pulled her out of there.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we don't know the significance of that bunker, except that it's there, and it's also they also show it in the intro sequence. Well, they show a lot of stuff in the intro sequence, so this you can't be sure about that. Mysterious stuff going on. Yeah, it's not easy to keep track of either, I think, all the time, because it's so many threats and storylines and stuff that you have to keep track of, and characters and relationships and different time periods, and it's not gonna get any less confusing from here on out.
And it's not only about like this whole I almost think it feels kind of like the main plot line is this whole time travel thing, but that's not the only thing.
No.
There's also a lot about smaller plot lines about the characters and their whole history, and it almost feels like it's more like a huge sort of like a family album, like with pictures, like in I don't know what's it called, photo album.
Yeah. It's family albums.
Yeah, exactly. So it almost feels like a big family album, and then you just flip through it and you kind of reminisce about these people, who they were, who they are, what happened, and it feels like every episode we kind of delving into the depths of some different people. And for example, this episode was focusing a lot on Regina, I think. We learned that she has cancer and it has metastasized, which means she don't have
long to go.
No, and it's well, I think that's why she was so on edge and she was so confrontal with Katerina, because we learned that they did some shit to her back in the day.
Yeah. It's probably something she's been walking around with for a long time, ever since it's happened, and never really ever got any like final closure about it, or hasn't really confronted them about it the way that she wants to get that closure. And now when she's like, fuck it, I don't have long anyway, then let's just air out all the dirty fucking laundry.
Yeah. And I don't know, but I kind of like her, but I think it's because I kind of relate a lot to her. She's this weird kid. She used to inflict a lot of harm on herself. She had some trouble with her mother, and she just, once again, she was a weird kid, and she was bullied by people. Also to the borderline like physical violence.
Tying you to a tree and leaving you there, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's not just games.
No.
I understand that you can be very mad and you could do some stupid shit, and most of us have done something stupid when we were kids.
Yeah.
That we didn't realize hurt other people.
Yeah, a joke that went too far. Or,
Yeah. But this is just too much. This is like borderline physical violence.
It's yeah.
That's not just games. That's just.
That could be like, in some cases, that could almost be like torture. You know, if you're not. If that really hurts someone and they're very afraid of, let's say, the dark or the forest, and then you tie them to a tree in the middle of the forest, leave them there in the dark, that's fucking torture for a person who's like really uncomfortable in that situation.
Yeah. And then I just got so much sympathy for this, both as her as a young kid and then as a grown up. I think she might have one of the most normally functioning relationships
with her husband.
With her husband, it seems like maybe there's something more to it.
There
but he's
is
so supportive so far.
Definitely more to it, and yeah. Yeah, we don't know too much about the guy yet. It doesn't seem like he's home all that much. He's probably
He's probably working a lot.
Yeah, important business guy.
Yeah.
Seems like they have a fairly good relationship to their kid, even though he's not a good kid all the time, you know.
No, I think
stuff.
being abused or neglected your whole life must cut some deep emotional scars on you, and you can't help but pass some of that on in some way or the other.
Yeah. Everything that, and that's something that's certainly a theme with this show. Like everything that's happened, everything you do, all your relationships through like your entire life, it all trickles down. It all affects what's going to happen and the relationships around you, and everything you do and communicates to anyone, anywhere that does something. So yeah, it's as you said, there's this, it almost feels like, there's this main plot, this main thing about this mysterious stuff that's going on with the time travel stuff and the missing kids. And then besides all of that, we are also getting to know everything about this town, its inhabitants, and their relationships and their skeletons in the cloud. Like, if it's relating to the main plot or not, like, we're getting into all of it, and there's a lot to unpack with all of the characters. And we're getting more and more each episode. So,
and I kind of like the whole relation between the play that Martha was acting out.
Yeah.
And all her lines and everything, and I think some of them resonated a lot with me, like the whole "we're just loose ends in the name of time."
It's some gloomy stuff going on there, and it fit very well with what was happening on screen and all that, which was that was just made very well and edited very well. But that's a very dark and serious school play right there.
Yeah, but I think it was based upon some old Greek tragedy.
Yeah.
About the.
It most certainly was. But do you have anything else to add about?
Probably a million other things, but let's just.
All right. Let's just keep it short. Okay. Before we get to the end of this video, some stuff has happened. Like since last time we filmed, at least. We got a Patreon now, Patreon page, and first of all, thank you so much to all of you who've been supporting us so far. We have some people who are supporting us at the highest tier, the Java Unicorn tier. So yeah, a quick shout out to you guys. We have Wave. Yes. Thank you so much. And we have Erwund Garant, thank you so much. We have Patrick Sheridan, and we have Brian Piotrowski. I hope I'm pronouncing that correct. And no username, please. I hope it's okay that I'm saying your non-username. Yeah, please tell us if you don't want us to. But thank you guys so much for supporting us, and yeah, everybody else. It's amazing to see that you guys are enjoying our stuff so much so that you want to support us. It means the world to us. Now that it's up and it's there, if you want to support us, feel free to go have a look at our Patreon page. Select the tier that is right for you, and there are we're gonna do a lot of stuff hopefully in the future. There full-length reactions is something that we're starting to upload now. Every time we do a reaction episode, it's gonna come out on Patreon first as a full reaction, and then as a the normal highlight version on YouTube afterwards. And we're also working on getting all the previous reactions up on Patreon as well as full length. So like Chernobyl, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, first season of Expanse, stuff like that. Look out for more to come. We're gonna keep you updated in the community tab as best as we possibly can. But that's gonna do it for this video. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.